Okay, welcome to another edition of Fantasy Dream Homes. And today we are headed to the south, and in particular to Montgomery, Alabama. So let's move in there real quick here and stop right there. So this is the state of Alabama, and Montgomery's that little spot right there. What is considered the South? And there's a lot of debate about what is considered the quote, the South, unquote. Well, here's some maps here I'm going to pull up here. And you'll see that the maps don't agree, but one thing they sort of agree on is you see this really dark area here, and that area is right here. What is in particular does that area have in common that they would call it the South? And the South, and I'm getting this from Wiki Travel, it's the region known as the South, comprises more or less those states that seceded from the United States in 1861. Now, Texas and Florida also seceded from the Union, but are considered distinct regions today. Kentucky and West Virginia are sometimes considered southern states and did not hold slaves at the time of the Civil War, but Kentucky never completely seceded, and West Virginia seceded from Virginia in 1863 in order to rejoin or stay in the Union. Maryland and Delaware also had slaves but did not secede, and today are considered part of the Mid-Atlantic travel region. So it wasn't about slavery originally. It was about secession of the states, saying we don't want to be part of the Union anymore. So the South is, as it says right here, and this is beautifully captures it, is much more of a cultural region or way of life than a geographical one. So I think this map pretty much sums up, this map right here pretty much sums up what is considered quote unquote the South, these states right here. Okay? Let's go a little bit further though and define some of the characteristics of the South, and that is talk. One of the most important identifiers of the cultural South is the dialect with which its people speak. Southerners from the eastern shore, Maryland to northern Florida and as far west as Texas speak with a very distinct accent that is different from the rest of the United States. The accent is typically described as having a drawl or a twang. Visitors might note that there is some sub-regional variation in Southern accent and dialect. In general, the local accent dialect changes as one passes through geographical regions. For example, mountain dwellers speak a different dialect than those on the coast. Also, generally speaking, accents tend to be much heavier in rural areas. While Americans tend to speak about a single Southern dialect, there are actually a variety of dialects, and visitors, especially non-native English speakers, might have trouble understanding heavier accents or local terminology.
My grandmother, she's always talking about people being stabbed or ganked. She used words like peckerwood. If it's somebody she didn't like, she'd call him a peckerwood. If there's somebody she didn't know, but he's probably all right. She didn't have any animosity for him. She'd say he is a jasper. There's this jasper come by here this morning. I knocked on the door, you know. But if it's a salesman, there's this peckerwood out there on the porch.
It's like people used to, like you go in the store and say, put it in the bag. The old people say you put it in the poke.
Probably it's similar to when an American visits Scotland. It can be really difficult discerning those Scottish accents. The pronoun y'all, a contraction of you all, is a well-known identifier of the Southern dialect. Though often ridiculed in popular culture, it is quite useful in ordinary speech. It is used frequently in casual conversation, but is usually excluded from formal speech. Though you might hear the word frequently, it is best to be careful if you attempt using it when visiting, as you may appear mildly condescending toward the locals. It is generally considered very rude to joke about the dialect unless you are from the area. There's a perception among people from the area that people from other regions look down on them as unintelligent, and the southern drawl is sometimes held symbolic of this. In general, they are very proud of their accent and appreciate when it is spoken of positively. And I want to say one more thing, and that is about Southern hospitality. And I've actually experienced this myself. And this is from Wikipedia. Southern hospitality is a phrase used in American English to describe the stereotype of residents of the southern United States as particularly warm, sweet, and welcoming to visitors to their home or to the South in general. And then they list an example right down here. Food figures highly in Southern hospitality, a large component of the idea being the provisions of Southern cuisine to visitors. A cake or other delicacy is often brought to the door of a new neighbor as a mechanism of introduction. Many club and church functions include a meal or at least a dessert and beverage. Just wanted to say that one way I experienced Southern hospitality, I used to have this job where I had to listen to thousands and thousands of telemarketer calls. And I was listening to them to see if there were violations of the FCC Fair Rules Act, I think it was called. And there are lots of things a telemarketer can do, but there are lots of things that they are not allowed to do. And I was listening for the violations. So I'm on this one particular call, and the telemarketer has just gotten a woman on the phone from Alabama. And I mean, who really wants to talk to a telemarketer, especially a pushy, obnoxious telemarketer as this female telemarketer was? But what astounded me was the absolute sterling manners and comportment of this woman from Alabama. And she actually referred to the telemarketer on the call as ma'am. Very common, yes sir, yes ma'am. And she was saying yes ma'am, yes ma'am. This is the potential customer who's being bulldozed into something they really don't want. Yet she is still referring to this urchin, this telemarketer, as ma'am, yes ma'am, yes ma'am. And to me, that exemplified Southern hospitality more than any other I've ever seen. Just the fact that you still treat somebody that you don't necessarily like, you still treat them with the utmost respect. And I've never seen that. I've lived in a lot of different places in this country. I've never seen it like I saw it in the South. So that's just a little foray into Southern hospitality. All right, so let's zoom in on Montgomery. Let's consider a few more facts of Montgomery. All right, so let's get in close. And it's not really a big city. It's about 370,000 people. Montgomery is home to Alabama State University, Troy University, and Auburn University. Montgomery is also the home of Rosa Parks and the Montgomery bus boycott, which was an enormous transformational event in the civil rights movement in 1955 and 56, and the strike lasted for about 390 days. There's a YouTube channel that we'll post in the show notes that will tell you more information about who Rosa Parks is and what a huge figure she was in the civil rights movement. One of the things you have to consider when you move to any city is the climate, and Montgomery has a humid subtropical climate with short, mild winters, warm springs and autumns, and long, hot, humid summers. So let's take a look at the climate page for Montgomery. Now here we have it right here. Whenever you see a lot of red like that, it means be prepared for heat, okay? Now a lot of people have no problem with heat. I'm not a fan of heat, but a lot of people hate cold. I like a nice balance, okay? So if you look at the average highs Okay, so this is very temperate and very comfortable, 57.4 or 14 Celsius. Then you got 61, still good. 69, real good. Okay. 76, still comfortable. Boom, you hit May. Now, in my opinion, once you get to about 80 degrees, which is about, I think I looked it up, as 26.6 degrees Celsius, now you're in hot land, okay? And I get it. There are plenty of cities in the world like Dubai and Las Vegas and Phoenix and Tucson where it gets up into the hundreds, okay? Yeah. Well, this is still hot to me. I'm looking at this 84, 89, 92, 91, 87. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months, a good chunk of the year where it's actually hot. And that's not, that's a lot of time to be uncomfortable. So, but, you know, in its favor, it's got some really nice mild winters. You know, in the northern hemisphere, these are your winter months: January, February, March, and November, December, you know, October, I guess. Maybe that's more of a fall month. But yeah, November, December, January, February, okay? So you just have to be aware when you're moving to a city or considering living in a city, you got to check out the climate, see if you're going to be able to handle it. Okay, so our travel site for the day is visitingmontgomery.com. It tells you where you need to play, where you need to stay, places to eat and drink, and convention facilities. So we'll put that in the show notes. Check that out. Zillow is our featured real estate site of the day, and we hope you like some of these pictures. We got some amazing homes, and we're going to get right to it. Thank you, Zillow. Our first home is going for $949,000. It's 4 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, over 3,800 square feet, sitting on a big lot, 91.93 acres, built in 1993. Let's check out our first fantasy dream home. Our next home is going for 1.075 million. It's 5 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, over 7,100 square feet. It's sitting on over a half an acre of land, built in 1994. And in the description of this property, they mentioned who the builder was, and it was Cole & Cole Architects. So here's our website. We always like to give credits to architects and builders when they are listed in the description, and they should always be listed in the description for beautiful homes. The builder, unfortunately, does not have a website. How you can have that in this day and age, it's beyond me. But the name of the builder, Upchurch Construction Company. So let's check out this next fantasy dream home. Our next home, oh, this is your classic Southern Greek Revival antebellum home. It's $1.2 million, 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, 4,200 square feet. Over that, it is on a huge lot of 155 acres, built in the year 1823. That is before the Civil War. So let's check out this fantasy dream home. So I'd like to take a minute and just show you something I think you would really be interested in. If you like the YouTube channel Fantasy Dream Homes, I think you're really going to like the Pinterest page of ours, Fantasy Dream Homes, by the same name. You can find it here, right up here. Here's the address, the URL address, pinterest.com/Fantasy Dream Homes. And if you scroll down here and we go to our boards page, you will see boards that if you like looking at luxury homes, you're going to love this Pinterest page. We have everything from magnificent master bedrooms to ultimate master bathrooms, luxury dressing rooms, kitchen ideas for luxury homes, butler's pantry, cozy nooks and alcoves, reading rooms, grand entryways, fantastic fireplaces. We also look at luxury appliances, and we look at plumbing fixtures, and we look at lighting, and we look at staircases, swimming pools, and flooring, furniture, anything you would see in a luxury home. This is the place to go. And if you want, like, say for example, you click into architectural styles of homes, okay, you actually can see all the different, we've separated all the major categories of homes: log cabins, contemporary style, craftsman, Queen Anne, Greek Revival, Tudor, Victorian. So there's something for almost everybody who's interested in home architecture or luxury homes. So we invite you to please visit our Pinterest page, and we'd like you to follow us on Pinterest. And we hope to see you on our Pinterest page. Thanks a lot. Okay, let's check out this next Fantasy Dream Homes. It's going for over $1.2 million. It's 5 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, over 5,700 square feet, sitting on a large lot of over 20 acres. It was built in the year 1994. Let's check out this next Fantasy Dream Home. All right, so this next home is going for $1.275 million. It's 6 bedrooms, 9 bathrooms, over 8,100 square feet. It's sitting on a lot of 2.4 acres, and it was built in 2008. Let's check out this next fantasy dream home. All right, so this next house is going for $1.3 million. It's 8 bedrooms, 10 bathrooms, over 9,500 square feet. It's sitting on a good-sized lot of over 4 acres, and it was built in the year 2000. Let's take a virtual tour of this next fantasy dream home. This next home is going for almost $2 million. It's 5 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms, 6,000 square feet, sitting on 2.3 acres of land, built in the year 2002. Let's take a virtual tour of this next fantasy dream home. And our final fantasy dream home of the day is going for $2.6 million. It's 4 bedrooms, unknown amount of bathrooms. How you cannot have that listing, I have no idea. 3,200 square feet, sitting on 7.5 acres of land. It was built in 2003. Let's take a virtual tour of this final fantasy dream home of the day. Okay, I just wanted to see if you caught that. There was something very unusual there. We're going to go back quite a ways here that I thought it was pretty innovative here, right around the 20s. And I don't know if you saw there was an elevator in there too. A lot of unique rooms here, like, well, right there. This ping pong room with bunk beds right here. There's 2, 4, 6 bunk beds. Great little place for extra beds. I like this in this master bathroom. This looks like an area for sitting down and undressing and stuff like that. But it also could be, let me go back even more. Da, 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 da. Keep going, keep going. It's right here. Okay, so this one. There is a place in the kitchen for the dog. That's a big dog, and you would never know it. It's hidden quite well. Those would normally be cabinets, but it's a dog cubby. I thought, now that, I've never seen that before. I've seen dog cubbies before, but not in a kitchen in the cabinets like that. So just thought I'd point that out. Hope you liked it. Okay, so that wraps up another edition of Fantasy Dream Homes. We hope you liked those Montgomery, Alabama homes. Some pretty amazing homes there. You can tell us what you liked, what you didn't like in the comments section. So please leave your feedback. If you're not a subscribing member, we invite you to subscribe. You know, when you do subscribe, click the notification bell so you'll be notified every time we create a new video. Please like and share the video if you liked it. And we invite you to check out our social media pages on Instagram and in particular on Pinterest, where we have hundreds of gorgeous photos of ultra luxury homes, and not just the homes themselves. It'll be the interiors, the exterior shots, the high-end appliances, the luxury finishes that you will find in high-end homes. So please check that out. Also, check out our Patreon page. We'd love it if you became a patron and a sponsor for Fantasy Dream Homes. The more sponsors we get, the better we can make these videos. Lastly, we want to thank you so much for watching, and we hope to see you next time here on Fantasy Dream Homes. Keep smiling, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.